KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people.
Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.
Yo, what's up? I'm gonna get with the wine, y'all know. It's time. Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs.
All right. We're getting off to a little rough start this morning.
It's pledge drive, man. They can help us fix that now.
Is that what's happening with that? And we're in the midst of our winter pledge drive. And that voice you heard there is the station manager, Mr. Dave Chaos. Excuse me. He come in and he's all dressed up in his Mardi Gras regalia. And it's a lot going on. And I'm so happy because he's headed south. Can you believe that? We got something big going on in Oak Cliff. Dave, what's happening this morning?
Well, a bon ton roulette for the first thing in the a.m., man. I'm going to watch the sun rise and let the good times roll.
Go let them roll.
Hey, we got the Dash for Beads over in Oak Cliff at Kid Springs Park, and KNON's got a booth over there, and we're going to go over there and run. I got my dog with me. We're going to, Christian Lee, our pledge drive coordinator.
As big as your dog is, you almost can ride him.
He's a good motivator when it comes time to get a jog on, I tell you what.
Well, he's a good-looking dog.
That's Shadow, my dog.
Yeah.
And they got the Dash for Beads at Kid Springs Park over there in Oak Cliff.
What is the Dash for Beads?
And that's a 5K run or a 1 mile walk. It's a family event, and people bring their pets, they bring their kids, and we set up a KNON booth out there. There's lots of other booths out there. The Go Oak Cliff Neighborhood Association puts it all together.
Okay.
And we're going to be out there taking pledges for KNON. So by all means, come out and visit us, and you can make a pledge out there.
What time will it start?
We're going to be kicking things off at 8 a.m. We're on our way over there right now to get set up.
Okay.
And then at 10 a.m. the 5K starts, and me and Christian Lee going to run.
All right. Who can come out there?
Everybody's welcome.
Everybody's welcome.
And your dog's welcome, too.
Bring your pets.
Bring your pet.
What about cats?
I guess that depends on how well that cat gets along with the dog, huh? And tomorrow there's going to be a Mardi Gras parade in Oak Cliff.
Okay.
And that goes from Montclair down Davis into the Bishop Arts District. And that starts at 4 p.m., goes till 6 p.m. KNON will be in that parade also.
Okay.
And then after that, we're going to all go over to our Mardi Gras gumbo party at Port David. So it's a Mardi Gras weekend, La Bon Ton Roulette.
All right, that's going to be a great weekend, and I'm just glad they are bringing some life back to the most beautiful area of Dallas.
It is a very beautiful neighborhood over there.
Yeah, Oak Cliff has streams, hills, beautiful trees,
parks.
Parks. It's a beautiful area of Dallas that the cities have sort of treated like a stepchild for years now.
And like so many other areas, like you saw in Deep Elm too, it took the people in the neighborhood
to bring it to life.
neighborhood groups, getting involved, organizing, and really making something happen.
Great.
And a lot of times when the city starts getting involved, they tend to slow it down, or they can ruin it by trying to overdo things. But I see the neighborhoods where the neighborhood groups organize, communities come together on their own, and that's where you see the biggest, most positive impact that we have in our city. It's in East Dallas, it's in Oak Cliff, it's in Deep Ellum, and I would encourage anybody out there who's proud of your neighborhood to do it on your own.
I live in Oak Cliff, but I tell you what, I pastor in the Grove, and the Grove at Pelton Grove, we're going to have to get some things together to bring some life and just some good happenings out there.
Absolutely.
And we want the media to be fair now. Be fair.
Yeah.
And be fair and be nice. And, this can be a great time because it's a great year. If you've ever been to the Mardi Gras in New Orleans, where we just got to discussing where it started in Galveston and then Mobile, Alabama, then New Orleans and all of that, it's a festive time.
It's a very festive time.
It's a good time. Everybody just having fun and have a good time. And we can bring that to Dallas, and I'm glad Knon, and look for the Knon booth. When you get out there,
yep,
Knon is there, and Knon I consider to be one of the sponsors of this because you're out there, and we're gonna give it all the publicity. We'll be kicking it, pushing it hard for the next couple hours. We'll be talking about this big festival y'all are having. It's starting again. What starts at 8 o'clock?
Starts at 8 a.m. Goes up till noon. And Knon will be out there at Kid Springs Park in Oak Cliff. We'll have our booth. And there's a 5K that starts at 10 a.m. There's also a 1 mile walk. And kids, pets, people, come on. It's a family event.
I would join in if you had a block walk, but I'm not going to.
Well, we got your beads if you want to come on out, okay?
If you let me quit at a block, I'm through with it.
Well, I tell you what, I got Warren looking at me like, man, we got to get this thing going. So, I'm going to get rolling, and good to see you this morning. Le bon temps roulé.
All righty, whatever that is.
Let the good times roll.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it means. It's French.
Okay. All right, that was Dave Chaos. All righty. And we got a lot of things going on. We're in the midst of our winter pledge drive. We still need money coming in, and you can give us a call at 972-647-1893. Our tax deductible pledge, your tax deductible pledge. You can deduct it from your tax. We need that. Also, we got a lot of things we're going to be talking about this morning, but right now, standing by on the Knon hotline. We'd like to welcome to our hotline Miss Erica Estes, and she's with Children in Crisis. Teens in Crisis. All right, Erica, are you there?
Yes.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine. You're with Teens in Crisis. Can you explain that?
Teens in Crisis.
Yes. Tell us who Erica is.
Who Erica is?
Yes.
Right now, Erica is a full-time student and a community activist.
You're
I'm a full-time student at the University of North Texas. This is my last semester.
Mm-hmm.
And I have always been fond of educating the community. And so I had Teens in Crisis started back in 2004, where I focused mostly on teens. But as the years have transpired, I have found myself helping just as many adults as kids.
Oh, okay. When you say Teens in Crisis, what are we talking about? What crisis that's unique to teens?
What's unique is that Teens in Crisis is not just a teen that's in a crisis. It's about educating teens. Mm-hmm. And the name, I chose that name because at the particular time, back in 2004 and earlier, I had worked with teens, and I just said, you know what, it's Teens in Crisis. But not a bad thing, just Teens in Crisis. Now it's really adults in crisis, and now it's really everybody in crisis. So let's just help the whole community.
All right. What do you do?
Right now, this morning, at the Martin Luther King Center, we will be teaching people for the next four years, and we're going to do it quarterly in the community, teach people how to expunge their criminal background.
How to expunge their criminal background? Oh,
criminal background. So we tell you what can be expunged, how to expunge it, and provide you with all the documents that you need to file yourself without an attorney.
So this can be done without a lawyer?
Oh, definitely.
And what's the importance of expunging one's criminal background history?
What is so important is that they'll actually have the freedom to apply for a job. You know, now I remember when on the application it used to say, have you ever had a felony background? And you could just say yes or no. Mm-hmm. And it actually said within the last 5 to 7 years. Now, then later on in life, I saw that it said, have you had a felony background in 10 years? Now it said, have you ever had a felony background? And have you ever had an expungement? And have you ever had a non-disclosure? So
wow, they're going back the whole life.
They just doing too much.
Wow. Are you working toward any legislation that would
yes,
change that? Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm working with the senator's office. I am his volunteer, and I designed this program to help promote the Senator Roy Quest's bill. It's called the expungement bill, SB 1447. Mm-hmm. And I took this to him, and I said, this is what I want to do in the community. And he said, go do what you do. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to educate the community.
Mm-hmm. Now, when we look at this criminal background history, they're checking your entire life. In other words, you can make a mistake at 14.
You can make,
as a kid.
Yes, 14.
And then now you're 40.
Now you're 60.
Yeah, 50 or 60, whatever. And it will keep you from getting employment.
It'll keep you from employment. It'll even keep you from getting housing. One case, the guy told me he's 70, and he was trying to get the, Section A or what is it, retirement living. Mm-hmm. And he had something when he was a kid.
Okay.
So this is crazy. This is crazy.
When he was a child, he did something. He's 70 years old now. And he can't, you say he was trying to get an apartment or something?
Yes, can't get an apartment.
Oh, my God.
This
is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's 60-something, and he was arrested with some more people when he was, I think, 17, 18, and it was dismissed, but they never took it off his record, so he couldn't even get a permit. But he called me, mm-hmm. and I was telling him, we were just talking in conversation. I said, yes, I can show you how to do that. He said, well, okay, I didn't know. No one knows this. Okay,
now, if they're putting on that application, have you ever had any expungements? If you had, that gives them a reason to give you a strike, to strike you out.
You don't have to let them know that. That's your right. An expungement is your record is sealed and closed.
But what if they go and find out you have
it's not even supposed to be there. It's not supposed to be open to the public.
In other words, if you've had one, they cannot pull it up and just see that you've had an expungement. They cannot even see that.
No.
Okay. Now, what's the law in Texas as it stands right now?
Okay, now the law, I always let the senator's aide handle the law part. I teach you how to expunge it. He goes over the law, and he'll be at the seminar today, Kevin Bass. So I try not to quote the law because he quotes the law because he's the one that helped the senator push this particular expungement program.
Okay.
And so when you go ahead.
No, all right. Well, when we get an expungement, he's doing something that really could really help him in life because I know people. Yeah. I remember on a job some years back, this has been about 10 more, maybe 12 years ago, guys had been working on this particular job for 15, 20, 30, 35 years. They sent out letters and terminated these guys because they went back and found that they had done something as teenagers, and they all were terminated.
And I'm glad you brought that up. Now, I have Mrs. Belinda McAllister from the EEOC. She's the supervisory investigator. Now, she's coming in this morning to explain how you can take action against that through the EEOC.
Oh,
so
is that right?
I cover my bases. I cover my bases on educating the community. I'm going to teach you how to handle the documents. Kevin Bass, the senator's aide, he's going to tell you what the senator law says. Melinda McAllister is going to teach you your rights.
Okay.
When it comes to people discriminating against your criminal background. And I also have Tony Pippin Poe from the elections administrator is going to clear up all the myths about, oh, you can't vote because you got arrested when you were young. Oh, you can't vote because you just got out of jail. She's going to clear up all those voting myths.
Okay. This is great. Now, what time is this seminar this morning?
It starts at 9:30.
All right. Where will it be held?
It will be at the Martin Luther King Center. The gym faces Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And as you all know, the community center faces Martin Luther King. But it's closer if you park in the parking lot next to the senior room or the gym.
They can park over there on the side closest to Madison High School?
Yes.
Okay, and this began at 9 o'clock this morning?
9:30.
Who can come?
Everybody who possibly thinks that they can get their record expunged, you need to come and get educated. Right. If you want to know about voting, EEOC rights, and this is the place to be, because my goal is Teens in Crisis over the next 4 years is to get, right now Dallas County has 65% voter registration. Our goal is to get it up 5 to 10% by the next presidential election.
We need 100%. We just we can't lag anywhere when you're back. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yes, and so it will be at 9 o'clock this morning at the King Center. Come in on the Pennsylvania Avenue side. That's where the gym, the gym, right?
Yes.
You come in there to the gym, and I guess they'll be forwarded to wherever you all are meeting.
We're going to go right into the senior room.
Into the senior room.
Yes.
All righty. Everybody, if you have someone that need an expungement and need to know how to go about doing it, and you can show them how to do it for free. And
I have all the paperwork they need from A to Z.
You have everything they need. Now, is there a cost to come in this?
No.
It's free.
It's free.
All right. So you're doing this for free. That can help free up a lot of people to get some gainful employment. All righty.
Employment, apartments, a better career, for a better future.
That's right. That's wonderful. That's a wonderful thing that you're doing. All right, Erica, I thank you, and we'll be looking forward to hearing more from you and more about it. We'd like to put you on, have you on for a full hour sometime, and let people know exactly what's going on, that you're helping this community. So we'd like to thank Miss Erica Estes with Teens in Crisis. And the number to reach her, you want to give out the number where you can be reached?
You can reach me at pre-law ericaestes@gmail.com. That's pre-law. Erica is ERIKA. Estes is ESTES@gmail.com.
All righty. Thank you. And thank you. Hope you have a great...
have a wonderful morning.
All righty. All right. So y'all go over to the King Center this morning, 9 o'clock, on the Pennsylvania Avenue side, and park there next to over there, closest to Madison High School. Go in the gym there, and you can park on the streets or whatever. Make sure, because this is a much needed seminar in our community, and she can show you how to get your criminal background history of some of your loved ones or whoever expunged for free. Tell you what, we're up against a short break, and we'll be back in just one moment.
Community radio provides the kind of programming you won't find anywhere else on the dial. Nowhere else can you find such a variety of formats and personalities in North Texas as on KNON. But this is only possible through the support of our listeners. KNON depends on listener support to stay on the air. Now is the time for you to help keep this show on the air. This pledge drive will continue until the station reaches its goal. If you're waiting out the pledge drive, you might be waiting out the existence of this show on KNON too. So don't wait for someone else to do it. Without the support of people like you, there wouldn't be any community radio on the air in North Texas. So take a few minutes and make a pledge. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 to keep your favorite programs on KNON.
J Spider Productions presents the Gigantic Gospel Concert 2013, featuring some of the gospel artists like the Vance Allen Group, Dr. McKenzie and the Highlights, George Dean and the Gospel 4, Lee Williams and the Spiritual QC, Tim Rogers and the Fellas, Little Roy and the Revelations. Saturday, April 13th at Friendship West Baptist Church, 2020 West Wheatland Road in Dallas, with the Vance Allen, Dr. McKenzie and the Highlights, George Dean and the Gospel 4, Lee Williams and the Spiritual QC, Tim Rogers and the Fellas, and Lil Roy and the Revelations. Saturday, April 13th. Doors open at 3 p.m. Show starts at 4. Tickets at ticketweb.com. Friendship West Baptist Church and J Spivey Productions at 877-291-1918.
Would you help the world to burn?
This is Sonny Boy Mark, and I'd like to take a minute here to tell you about over 60 minutes of great blues listening available now on KNON's Texas Blues Radio Volume 5 Blues CD. This is some great stuff, folks. 15 tracks from the Two-Tones, Blues Boy Bo, Betty Whittington, Andrea Dawson, Kirkland James, Sonny Colley, Johnny Red and the Roosters, the Chris Watson Band, the Rough Cut Blues Band, Jeff Stone with Charlie Love, David Millsap, Sir Loin and the Ass Kicking Machine, Michael J. and the Paul Bird Band, and JJ and the Detonators. The 1,000 copies we made are selling fast, and we won't reissue it. Get yours now at Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie, Record Town in Fort Worth, and in Dallas at Bill's Records and Rewind Music. The CD is available as a download at cdbaby.com. All proceeds benefit KNON, sponsored by Forever Young Records. Vinyl copies available at Forever Young Records only. For more info on Texas Blues Radio Volume 5, visit knon.org. Your ears been bending for some blues? Well, feed them the real thing with Texas Blues Radio Volume 5.
This is William, your videographer for the KNON talk shows. You can watch church information and forum by going to the knon.org website. Click on schedules to the left side of your screen. Choose Church Information and Forums page. Scroll to the bottom of that page, then choose your favorite show to watch or download. This show will be ready for viewing by lunchtime Tuesday. Have a great day.
All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. I tell you what, we're in the midst of our winter pledge drive, and we definitely need money coming in. We're way short. And we need you to call us with your tax-deductible pledges at 972-647-1893. We got some of this fantastic coffee mugs and different things. We got T-shirts. We got ball caps. We got, you name it. It's so many perks that KNON gives away. It's just totally unreal. I don't know. I guess that whole room is just plugged with things that KNON gives to its listeners. Not only do you get a good show, you get good perks. Now, in my last press drive, I like to call out some of the names of those who paid their pledges and did a great job. Mr. Isaac Wynn, Mr. Oscar McCraney, Penny and Robert Petrie, Isaac Steen, James Smith, Mr. McCoy, Diane Barnett, Esquire Connors, Catherine Robinson, Doris Billups, James Smith again, two James Smiths, Eddie Dunson, Vaughn Wallace, Tony Morris, Reverend Ron Wright, Bernard Peterson, Greg Ellis, the Dallas Cowboy. Not only did he give some money, but he signed some T-shirts and autographed T-shirts, and y'all paid those $100 and got those T-shirts from Greg, and Greg is willing to do it again, and he would if y'all want a T-shirt here. Greg will do it again. And Willie Smith, that's what's in the November pledge drive. I'll call out the names of those who've already paid in this one in a few moments, but we need to call your name. 972-647-1893. We need pledges coming in. We need to stay on air, and we're far short. Come on. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Give us a call, and make your tax-deductible pledge. All right, let's go to our Knon job line. Let's go, where is he on line one? Say good morning to Mr. Greg Barber. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Marion Barnett.
Fine, how are you this morning?
Doing fine.
Are there any jobs out there?
There are awesome jobs out there this morning on our SAT job line, the Solutions and Actions State job line, brought to you every Saturday morning. Church information and open forum from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And 89.3 for us other people.
Mm-hmm.
This morning on the job line, we have John Deere. Is looking for customer service and sales representatives. Asking you to apply online at www.johndeere, that's JOHNDERE.PALEO.net. Once again, that web address is www.johndeere.paleo.net. New York Life Insurance is looking for customer service representatives. They're asking you to apply online at www.sjobs.brassring.com. Once again, that web address is www.sjobs.brassring.com. Honeywell is looking for warehouse workers. They're asking you to apply online at www.honeywell.com. Once again, that web address is www.honeywell.com. Silver Wing Productions is looking for a production operator. They're asking you to apply in person Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at 11210 Goodnight Lane, Dallas, Texas, 75229. Once again, Silver Wing Productions is looking for a production operator. They're asking you to apply in person Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at 11210 Goodnight Lane, Dallas, Texas. Uline is looking for warehouse workers. They're asking you to apply online at www.uline.com. Once again, that's Uline is looking for warehouse workers. They're asking you to apply in person at www.uline.com. If you're a child-loving, patient, and energetic individual and would like to work in a daycare setting, number to inquiry is 972-290-4995. Once again, if you're a child-loving, patient, energetic individual and would like to work in a daycare setting, number to inquiry is 972-290-4995. If you are a person affected by addiction and needs assistance with your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make the transition back to mainstream society, you need assistance with your recovery efforts, number to inquiry is 214-634-2722. Once again, if you are a person affected by addiction, needs assistance with your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make the transition back to mainstream society and needs assistance with job search, number to inquiry is 214-634-2722. Today is a great day if you're looking for a job to find one. Today is a great day if you're looking for a job to find one. Today is also a great day to make a pledge to church information and open form and follow through with. Today is also a great day to make a pledge to church information, open form, follow through with. And with that, we bring our SAT job line to a close.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you. Great job as always. Mr. Greg Barber and our Solution in Action Today job line. But we need you to call us and call your pledge in. 972-647-1893. Some of you sure ought to be calling in because we found jobs and y'all have gotten jobs off of our job line, our job listing, and we're glad you have. We wish everybody who wants a job, we try to make sure everybody who wants a job can have a job. So that's why we get out there, and he beats that internet and beat everything else calling to find you jobs that are hiring. And they are hiring that you can go and be gainfully employed. And I tell you what, some of y'all who found jobs off of here, call me in a pledge. Call me in a pledge. 972-647-1893. Those who are already employed and just listening and have enjoyed the program, call us in a pledge. 972-647-1893. We need your tax-deductible pledge. We need your pledge coming in. All right. February 3rd. We're in the midst of African American History Month, but I do this year round. February 3rd, we're talking about in African American history on that date. That was this past week. We'd go for the whole week. The first... the black heavyweight champion of the world wins the title, the Negro title. This was a gentleman by the name of Jack Johnson, probably the greatest fighter of all times. He's probably the greatest fighter of all time. Jack Johnson wins his title. He was the black heavyweight champion of the world. They used to be segregated even in boxing, not only just baseball, not only just football and all of that. Boxers used to be segregated, and he won the black heavyweight championship of the world on January 3rd, 1903. On February 3rd, 1903, and he became the world heavyweight champion and was one of the greatest fighters of all time. Also, in 1965, Geraldine McCullough wins the Whitener Gold Medal for sculpture. Geraldine McCullough, one of the great sculptors of our times. Also, the first Negro Baseball League, the Southern League of Colored Baseballers, is founded on this day in 1886, February 3rd, 1886. All right, in 1870, the 15th Amendment providing for black suffrage is ratified. We were allowed to vote. This gave us the right to vote. The 15th Amendment. This was done on February 3rd, 1870. Also, in 1956, Arthurine Lucy becomes the first black student at the University of Alabama. Arthurine Lucy, 1956, February 3rd. All right, we got so much to talk about, so much going on in our communities. But we have just these things we want to say, and we have a situation in California. I spread it into Nevada and New Mexico and all of that area. Young man by the name of Christopher Dorner, who was a former Los Angeles policeman, is now allegedly a murderer. They're saying they've killed 3 people. He was a policeman that thought he had it made, thought he was doing good, thought he was going to make it high in the ranks of the LAPD. And he found out he hit the glass ceiling, bumped his head so hard that seemingly it really shook him. And now he's on a rampage, they say, and he's killing people. They got a great manhunt. They got a search for him. They're all over in the Big Bear area. Those of you been out in California know where Big Bear is, up there, the Big Bear Lake and those mountains there east of L.A., and they're searching that area. They've been searching. They found some evidence almost into San Diego, all of that. They have this manhunt because he turned in a couple of officers, according to his story, that were mistreating some people that they had arrested. And for this, he was demoted and eventually fired. And also, we've talked to people from Los Angeles yesterday. Several people called me and said that what he's saying about the LAPD is true. They said this is one of the most vicious and vile police departments in the world, if not the most. And now they got one of their own that have turned against them. They're terrified because they know he knows how they operate, how they work, and he could be very dangerous to the policemen there in Los Angeles. And that's who he says he's hunting. He's got a manhunt. I have so much before me here that I could read and tell you about all the things that he said and about what he's going to do. And he's already killed 3 people. He killed one of the guys that was representing him when in his hearing, and he killed him. He killed the daughter of a police captain. He's killed another policeman. He's on a rampage and say he's going to wreak havoc just to clear his name. He said he know he will not be alive once his name have been cleared, but he's out to clear his name. What do you think about that? Also, should President Obama, is he making a mistake by not going to this young lady's funeral today? He's sending his wife and certain members of the cabinet and certain people that are very close to him. This will be less than a mile from his home, the funeral will be. Is he making a mistake? He could go to Connecticut and comfort the people in Connecticut, in which he should have done. But what about all the children that have died on the streets of Chicago? Children that look like him. And he could go there and make a great statement. What do you think? Should President Obama be at that funeral this morning? Is it just enough to send his wife and some of his cabinet members? Should he not be there like he was in Connecticut? No city in America is being traumatized with the murders of young people like Chicago, where he's from, where he lives. His home is there. This child was killed less than a mile from his house, and she had just performed in his inaugural parade. Honor student, nice young lady, killed trying to duck bullets between 2 rival gangs. Should President Obama be there? What do you think? You can call me at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to Reverend Moss on line 4. All ready? Rev, I hope you were patient enough to wait. Good morning, Reverend.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Fine. You doing all right?
I'm blessed. Yeah, I got a question and a couple comments about the president and the guy in California. Well, first, we know he was wrong for killing those people, but you know when the truth come out, nobody wants to hear it. Especially if you done wrong, you're going to get mad at the person that's talking about you. So I feel like it's not going to end good with him.
No, he knows he's going to die.
He knows he's going to die. You know, but I was in L.A. for a while, and the police department out there, it's kind of rumpy out there. You know. Yeah, and for the president, I think that he should go because the girl lost her life and gave her heart performing for the cause that he was doing.
That's right.
You know, and yeah, I think he should go and be heavily guarded. You know, because you know that's a dangerous situation.
No,
too.
I don't think so. I think sure he needs protection because he's the president.
Right.
But I for him, that crowd, those people, is on his side, whether they killing each other or not.
Right.
They love him. Now, yes, I'm not saying he don't need protection. Sure, he's the president.
Right.
But I don't think it should be a factor concerning security that would keep him away. His chief of staff is the mayor of Chicago, his former chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel.
Oh, yeah.
And that's his home. The little girl got killed listen him out from his home. I tell you what, hang on, Reb, and because we're not, it's more I want to talk to you about. But hang right on. I got to take a short break, and I'll be back in just a second.
All right.
The 12th annual Knon Mardi Gras Gumbo Party is coming to Poor David's Pub this Sunday, February 10th at 5 p.m. Are you ready? Defending the 2012 Best Gumbo title will be Louisiana Red against returning competitors Crawdads of Dallas and the Alligator Cafe. Joining the competition will be newcomers David Seafood Grill, Jack's Southern Comfort Food, and the Freeman Cajun Cafe. That's 6 different flavors to savor in an effort to claim the title of Best Gumbo. Gumbo tasting is from 5 to 7 p.m., so get there early and get your taste on. Entertainment will start at 7:15, provided by world-renowned Papa LeBeau's Jazz Gumbo Band, and the event is hosted by Jimbro of Monday's Cajun Zydeco Music Party. This is an event not to be missed. Advance tickets are available at knon.org, Bill's Records, and Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie. Who will claim the title of Best Gumbo this year? You decide at the 12th annual Knon Mardi Gras Gumbo Party this Sunday, February 10th, starting at 5 p.m. at Poor David's Pub, located at 1313 South Lamar in Dallas.
Jim Hightower has moved to be a part of KNON's Speak Up Saturday. Jim Hightower's segments can now be heard at the start of each of KNON's great talk programming, starting at 7 a.m. with Reverend Marion Barnett's show, Church Information and Open Forum, with the news and talk of South Dallas. Then at 9, the CWA presents Workers Beat with the news and talk of the unions, hosted by Gene Lance and Bonnie Matthias. At 10, the Dallas Observer presents Get Off My Lawn with Jim Schutz, bringing you the other side of Dallas news. Finishing up Speak Up Saturdays at 11 is Lambda Weekly with the news and talk of the LGBTQ community, hosted by David Taffet, Patty Fink, and Laurent Landis. Now starting at each of these shows is Jim Hightower's insightful segment at 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 a.m. each and every Saturday morning right here on the Voice of the People, KNON 89.3 FM.
All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. And we were on line 4 with Reverend Moss. Reverend Moss. Rev, you were saying what?
Yes, I think he should go, and for that's his hometown, and the people will respect him more for coming and doing that. Now, I have a question. What kind of law? I have a young man that served his time in prison.
Mm-hmm.
He served his time, and he's not on parole.
Okay.
But what kind of laws that can still hold him for another 2 years? I don't understand that. And I heard the lady was talking about
he's not on parole.
He's not on parole. He's going to serve his time, and they still want to hold him in the halfway house for 2 years.
He's not on parole.
He's not on parole.
And definitely not in prison.
Not in prison.
But they want to hold him another 2 years.
Want to hold him another 2 years. They want to watch him.
Okay, I'm looking at this. This email is it's Esterica, Esterika, Esterica at gmail.com. Email her, and she's in. We're tied in with Senator West's office.
Oh, okay.
And they can get you, I'm sure, some answers on this. You can email her, and she'll give you. I'm sure they can give you something. Are you in Dallas?
I'm in Fort Worth.
Oh, you're in Fort Worth.
Right.
Okay. Because now they're having a seminar this morning over at the King Center here in Dallas at 9:00. Y'all might want to come over here for that and get some answers, because you're going to have people from Ross West's office. Senator West is going to be over. His people from his office will be there. So go there and get all information you can get from there. That's what I would suggest. So they'll be there on Pennsylvania Avenue. It's at the King Center on the Pennsylvania side. At 9 o'clock this morning, they'll be having this particular seminar, and I'm urging everybody who are in just about everybody knows somebody that's having some problems with this criminal justice system, and go over there and get all the information you can get from them, and I'm sure they got something where they can help you.
Okay then.
All right, thank you. All
Thank
right, we thank you for that call, and here's the line 972-647-1893. We're still in the midst of our winter pledge drive. We thank you. We need some pledges coming in. Y'all have done a good job. I'm going to tell the truth. Y'all done a good job so far. But we need some pledges. We got 2 hours, not 1 hour anymore. We got 2 hours. Here's Reverend Ron Wright just sent me a pledge. He paid his last one, and he pledged and pays. And we thank God for people like Reverend Ron Wright. He'll be coming up. You'll be hearing from him in just a moment. In fact, let's go to James, and after that, you'll be hearing from Reverend Wright. Well, good morning, James. Is James gone? He's been on a long time. I'm sorry. We try to get to you faster. All right. Let's go to Reverend Wright. All righty. Good morning, Rev.
Good morning, Zach. How you doing this morning?
Fine. You doing all right?
I am doing great.
Yes.
Once we get together and meet one day, if we got a great show, I was listening to the question about should the president go to this young lady's funeral. Mm-hmm. And in a sense, Pastor, I think he really should go because attitude reflects leadership. And if he goes to attend, then that opens the door to, first of all, we got to stop and address this black-on-black crime. This has to come to an end. And so even if the president doesn't go, we still need to take a look at when, because Minister Farrakhan is down there, Jesse Jackson is down there, these are activists. So are we going to address the issue? The issue is we need to take a look at these boys, our young black men, and address the things that they are doing. And so that's the main thing. I got a call the other day about the Asian shooting a young man and his wife. Well, we're looking into that case right now as well, Pastor, because as you know, his story was that they pulled the gun on him.
Okay.
If they pulled the gun on him, he should have called the police. And we're not believing that, but I got a lot of calls saying, well, why ain't you say that? And my answer was, we're not going to call them when you kill each other. So what difference does it make when somebody else kill you? You do things to yourself to open the door for other people to do it.
That's right.
We are looking into the case, but don't charge me about it because this Asian man killed an African American a year ago. African American killed an Asian woman at a grocery store, and the community turned him in. And so at what point are we going to stop the violence and realize that until we come together, the people are going to continue to do what they want to do to it?
That's right. Well, you see, we got so many problems, and going back to the position on Chicago, I think President Obama is making a big mistake by not going there. Look what a message he could send to all those little young gangbangers. What they're doing to themselves. They don't realize who their enemy is. They're killing their own sisters and brothers and just destroying themselves and destroying, taking all human life is precious. But they're taking their lives and doing everything. If it ever was a time that he needed to go home to Chicago, it was this morning to that funeral. If it ever was a time, I think he's I'm not going to lay it on his advisors. Some things he's going to have to take the blame for himself. Everybody know I've supported him both times, voted for it both times, went to both inaugurations. But at the same time, he's making a big mistake on this one. He should be at this young lady's funeral.
Can't go to one funeral and don't go to another. And although there was an African American baby at the Connecticut issue, if you could attend that funeral, like I said, attitude reflects leadership. Attend this young lady's funeral, so we can say, at what point, and not only like I said, but your brother Jesse Jackson should be there, and Mr. Farrakhan.
Well, they're going to be there. I know Jesse is. I heard Jesse say on was it yesterday or the day before that he definitely would be there, and he was urging the president to come.
The president should come. I think it's a situation where he should, because at the end of the day, this is your home, like you just said earlier. This is where you came from. So how can you run this country when you can't take care of your little city?
This will be a message to all of these little young gangbangers all over America. This is the time for him to stand up and use that as his bully pulpit to tell them to stop the violence.
And not just him, Pastor, but us as strong black men, we need to start taking a stand and taking back our community.
That's right. We need to start walking these streets and letting these young boys know that men still run this town. All right.
God is putting together, and I won't get all. God is giving us a group of strong black men, and that's why men I want to talk to you about it later on this week. Because we got people like Ike Sting and others that are joining justice seekers that are willing to take a stand and take back our community.
Well, you got a good man in Ike. Yeah, he's a good man, very good man, and we need to do something with him and with Dr. Travis Edwards, and we'll talk about that this week when we meet.
God bless you.
All right, thank you. All right, that clears the line, 972-647-1893. And thank you, Reverend Ron Wright, for your tax-deductible pledge. Did we lose Casey? We had him on line 4. I guess did he get knocked off? 972-647-1893. I need some pledges coming in. I need some pledges. Yeah, but I need some pledges. I know Casey has made his pledge, but I need some more cases out there. I need some more Reverend Ron Wrights out there. I need some money coming in. 972-647-1893. I enjoy doing this and enjoy many of you call and say you enjoy the program, and we realize they tell me no more than 2% of the people that listen to a program ever called it. But we got some listeners out there that we know that you could make this tax deductible pledge. You have 3 months to pay it. Now, you don't have to have it, you saying, oh, I'm broke today. I got to meet this weekend. I got to do this. And you've got 3 months. We got Clint sits around 3 months waiting on my pledges. He sits back and he waits on the pledges to come in. Now, Clint, we don't want him to be like the Maytag man, nothing to do. So please call in 972-647-1893. Casey, we're coming to you in just a second, but let me get these phones lighted up with some pledges. 972-647-1893. We want you to call. We want you to talk. We always want that. But my friends out there, I don't push a whole lot of perks because y'all know we got a jillion perks here. I push because of what we try to do for our community, and we give you a voice. You can talk about anything you want to because you support me. Y'all support me. It's y'all show. Y'all, whatever you want to say, I do not rush you off the lines because when people call shows, I understand that you sometimes, if you're not used to doing it, you're nervous. And you said things, and I try to give you enough time for you to gather your nerves and your thoughts together, and where you can make your statement. I don't rush my callers off the line. Yes, I know I upset a lot of you because you may not be able to get in the show, but that's why I want you to call early where I can get you in. But I don't want you because to have to rush because a lot of times you're nervous. Now, we want you, you don't have to be. It's nothing to be nervous about just because we're holding the conversation. I try to put us in the living room setting, like we're sitting around the coffee table having coffee or whatever, or at the dinner table just talking. That's why I try to make it like that. But I know some people still, once you get used to it, you find out it's nothing to it. So give us a call, 972-647-1893. All right, tell her to bring me up, what line is Casey? Bring me up line 2. Casey's on line 2. All right, bring me up line 2. Good morning, Casey.
Good morning, Pastor Barnett. How you doing today?
Fine. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing great. Mm-hmm. Hey, I was calling for a couple of things. I tried to get in last week, but you were pretty jam-packed this second hour, so I thought I'd try a little earlier. regarding this whole discussion on gun violence,
yes.
You know, just in violence and in our communities in general, you know, somebody who I have a lot of respect for, who doesn't get the credit that they deserve outside of our city. I commend you and Reverend Wright and Brother Curtis and a lot of other brothers and groups that's doing what they're doing, NAACP, SCLC, etc. But Reverend Father Flager, Michael Flager.
Oh, you're from Chicago? Man. Yeah.
Man, he's strong. I had a chance to meet him at a conference on poverty at Friendship West.
Okay.
Man, I have the utmost respect for Father Flager, and we never, ever heard anybody, and he's sacrificed a lot to come into our communities and serve our community in the inner city of Chicago.
Well, now,
go ahead.
He was a staunch supporter of President Obama. And for those who don't know who Father Flager is, he's a white man. But, brother, is he strong for rights for all people. He's one of the nicest persons I've ever met in my life. He's nice, he's wonderful, he's strong and right. He does not get the type of PR that he should, but I tell you what, he's mightily on the job. I agree with you 100%, Casey.
Absolutely. I don't know if you knew about this, but therefore I know at least 60 days or more there was a truce on gang violence up in Chicago as a result of this midnight basketball league that they started with Father Flager's church. Yeah. So it's sad when you have people who are making progress who don't see headlines when people know about it, who don't give them the just due and just credit. I want to commend the president for not only making a speech about gun violence, but I want to also commend him for making a campaign out of addressing this issue, putting forward legislation, and mobilizing those people who supported him during the election. Now, jury's out. I'm glad to see the First Lady is definitely going to the funeral. Jury's out on people's opinions if the president should go or not. Personally, I think it would have made an impact. But to see the first, lady. Let me get this one point out.
Yeah, but one thing. Let me say this. Then you can get it out. This would have made a national impact, not just Chicago, but Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, New York, Philadelphia, wherever, Miami, Atlanta, wherever we got this violence, which is happening all over the nation, for him to go and make a major speech at this young lady's funeral. All right, go right here. Go right here.
No, what I was going to say is it's really, time out for what we're continuing to see. If everybody does their part, on this issue with gun violence, and this stop snitching thing, this here, I believe, has contributed to the continuance of gun violence in our community. This fear, if you say something, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to hurt your family. That we got to address, and I want to commend also basketball player, NBA player Carmelo Anthony. He helped to put a video, a DVD together about, anti-stop snitching. That's what it's going to take, Pastor Barnett, because as long as people are afraid that if I say something, then we're going to continue to see what we're seeing.
If you're not a part of the crime and you report what you saw, that's not a snitch. The only time you snitch is when you're a part of it and go back and tell. But people have this snitch rule all twisted up. Sometimes it's out of fear. Sometimes the police department has such a bad reputation in our community. They just would rather allow sometimes crime to fester than to help the police. But it's really reaping havoc on the entire community. So this snitch rule is a problem. It's a problem, and people need to let people know when people are doing things. But I still say the president should go to the funeral. Thank you, Casey. All right, 972-647-1893. We need those pledges coming in. 972-647-1893. Annie's over there smiling. Maybe we got some coming in. I don't know. All right. Do we have some coming in? All right, it's break time. All right, it's break time. Taking my 8 o'clock break. And the next person, after you hear this, you're going to hear the doc coming in doing his thing. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to KNON 89.3 FM, Dallas, Fort Worth. Pledge now. Call 972-647-1893 now to make your pledge.
4 years ago, Michelle Obama picked up a shovel to make a powerful symbolic statement about America's food and farm future. She turned a patch of White House lawn into a working organic garden. So I'm guessing that now, as she begins another 4 years in the People's Mansion, the First Lady is asking herself, what next? What can I do this time around to plant a crop of common sense in our country's political soil that will link America's farmers, consumers, environment, and grassroots economy into one big harvest of common good? Thanks for asking, and I'm happy to offer a one-word answer to your query: hemp. Plant a good, healthy stand of industrial hemp next to your organic garden. Yes, hemp is a distant cousin of marijuana, though the industrial variety of cannabis lacks the psychoactive punch of pot. Industrial hemp won't make anyone high, but it certainly can make us happy, because it would deliver a new economic and environmental high for America. Our nation is the world's biggest consumer of hemp products, from rope to shampoo, building materials to food. Yet the mad masters of our insane drug war have lumped hemp and marijuana together as Schedule I controlled substances, making our land of the free the world's only industrialized country that bans farmers from growing this benign, profitable, job-creating, and environmentally beneficial plant. This is Jim Hightower saying, as Michael Bowman, a Colorado farmer, so aptly asks, can we just stop being stupid? He's one of the leaders of a national bipartisan movement to legalize hemp production. As one small step, he's seeking 100,000 signatures on a White House petition that simply asks President Obama to include the words industrial hemp in his February 12th State of the Union speech. To sign the petition, go to this website, petitions.whitehouse.gov.
This is William, your videographer for the KNON talk shows. You can watch church information and forum by going to the KNON.org website. Click on schedules to the left side of your screen. Choose Church Information and Forums page. Scroll to the bottom of that page, then choose your favorite show to watch or download. This show will be ready for viewing by lunchtime Tuesday. Have a great day.
Yo, what's up? I'm gonna kick it with the line, y'all know. Yo, Slim, can I kick it like that? Here we go. Well, it's time to make the change. People out there today are fading.
All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. Well, we got to get our theme song straight. It's messed up this morning. I guess it's got a cold. I don't know. When we're in winter pledge drive, maybe it's kind of got a chill or something. But we'd like to say good morning to our those listeners in our second hour here, right here at KNON 89.3 FM on your dial. And this is Church Information and Open Forum. Well, we got Clint, we have Doc, and we have Annie all producing this morning. And they're taking your pledges at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. That same number, we are taking your calls also. Again, we'd like to thank Mr. Ike Steen. He's doubled his pledge. Mr. Ike Steen have doubled his pledge. Thank you, Ike. Thank you, Ike. I don't know if he's on. Is he on one of these lines? Yeah. If you get a chance, Ike, call me. Thank you in person. 972-647-1893 is the number to call with your pledges and the number to call to get in. 972-647-1893 is the number to call to get in with your tax-deductible pledges and get us on air. All right, which line are we going to? Which one is first? Line 3? All right, let's go to Sean on line 3. All righty. Good morning, Sean.
Hello, Pastor.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Great. Yeah, you have something like to say?
Oh, yes, sir. I just had two observations that I wanted to make. I've been enjoying the conversation. This is the first time I turned it on the radio station today, and would like to say I'm thoroughly enjoying the program.
Thank you.
But my first point I wanted to make was that I find a common misperception amongst just people, and particularly people who are not, within the African American community, who perceive like the civil rights movement as a specific point in time, like it was a movement that passed. Like once we, got the right to vote and slavery was ended, and that, so on and so on, that the civil rights movement was ended. So it seems like that I often encounter a resistance. I'm a young black man myself, but I encounter resistance from people and like a look at askance, like when I try to promote, like African American male integrity and leadership.
Right.
They take it as being like racist or something, and like they
Is
think
that right?
Divide.
So a lot of people get upset when we talk about African Americans have self-esteem, leadership, doing good in our community, loving one another, building businesses and developing ourselves. Some people take that as being racist.
Yes, sir.
Why? Everybody else do it.
I have no idea, and especially within the church. I've had some brothers at my church. I guess he was a white guy, but he was like, "Don't talk about that divides." And all I did was quoted like some facts, like some statistics that I got from online about like the poverty levels among the ethnicities within the United States, and the percentages of blacks in the United States, and gave different numbers of populations and looked at the income and the poverty. And it was a shout out to the young black community that we need to take our own futures into our own hands and get our educations, and not only be so limited on athletics and hip hop, and to try to expand our horizons. But it was taken to be racist. And I was like, I said, Jesus went to his own.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 26, sir.
Yeah. Well, now, let me say this to you. You were naive about the depths of racism in America, the depths of bigotry and hatred. Most of our young people are very naive about that. You think everything is hunky-dory and people love you. No. Those of us who've been around for a while, you have no idea how deep-rooted this is into the American fiber.
Wow.
There are many whites that have gone past it, but there are many whites that are still there. I was looking at a poll the other day. 51% of Americans have ill racist feelings toward African Americans. 51%.
Wow.
51%. Over half. And I think that's low. 51% they admit. But it could be upwards of 70%. Easily. You have to understand, anytime you're talking about moving forward and lifting us up, there are many who take that as a racist statement because they are used to seeing you down and out, downtrodden, the worst community, worst schools, the worst homes, so just everything. And they feel comfortable as long as you're being oppressed. There are many Americans like that, but there are those who aren't. But there are many that are like that, and don't ever be naive about racism.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All righty then. Thank you for your call.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, That clears the line. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. We need some tax-deductible pledges coming in. We need them coming in. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. We need those tax-deductible pledges coming. Come on. 972-647-1893. Which line is next? Line 1. Let's go to James down in Palestine. Good morning, James.
Yes, good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Fine.
James,
how are you? James Smith?
Good. In Palestine. I always, the other James that hung up earlier, I always tell him identify me as James out of Palestine.
Okay. I was hearing a national news story about Palestine. They call it Palestine.
Oh, yes, sir.
Only in Texas is it Palestine. All right.
Yes, sir. I was in your city not long back. A homegoing service. One of my relatives over there at St. Luke over there. In the Lemons area. But thanks for the work that you're doing. I want to say a couple of things right quick. Good morning to the Debit and his church family. The California case reminds me of some of the things that I went through as a city employee here in Palestine. I run against injustice when it appeared to me they never want a black male to be in a supervisory management decision-making position. And whenever you threaten that position from some other race of people to get that position, they badmouth you or discredit you or defame you. And I felt, I had some symptoms like that guy. That guy there saying, the system failed him, so he's taking it in his own hand. And a lot of the calls I hear, and a lot of us as African-American black, they're pressing us because when you say we are African-American, we have to live two lives, African and American, and that can be very depressing, and we don't know which one we have to do at any time, and that guy there just took him out of his own hand. He said, well, they're going to discredit me, so why should I, I regret and hate that that's happening, but, I had to sue the city of Palestine for discrimination and civil rights violation, and I still didn't receive justice. And now, as I perform my civic duty, being a concerned citizen, and go to city council meetings and wherever I participate, I'm not a favorable son, but I'm going to always do that.
Now, how do the black community, the black clergy, those professional, quote unquote, African Americans in Palestine, how do they treat you?
Some of them, I think, probably would like for me to just leave things alone. We all right. Y'all, James Smith ought to do this or do that. They don't want to stir the water for everything is hunky-dory. Like they said, it's not. They sticking their heads in the sand, and they're really getting kicked around. And we still have the issue going on about this Confederate flag here. And I'm concerned with that also. And there's some people working, and I won't say much about it right now, but there's some work going on about that. But my concern is in these courtrooms, in these school board meetings, and I need these ministers down here and every other concerned person to get involved. You don't just live in the church. You go there on Sunday, like you say, and it's a segregated hour, and then you got to come out of the church and live in the community. And these people refuse to participate. So they like sheep going to the slaughter. It's really
do the black clergy support you?
I haven't had any to run at my side. I have a young man, Tommy Calhoun, I grew up with. He's a young minister that speaks, good things to the young people and work with them. But as far as the other ministers, to be truthful, my heart is heavy about them because right now, Mr. Isaac Wynn, who calls in and works with me, is trying to get with another ministry and get a black ministry alliance going. The one that it was one here some years back, and the elder minister that should be in charge and making sure this works so we can take care of our community issues. A couple or so of them have gone over to the one they call the Greater Ministerial Line, which is more or less white, controlled by whites, and they feel comfortable there. But we have issues within our communities and families that we need to address, and they're turning a blind eye and a deaf ear.
So in other words, they would rather be a part of the white alliance. That's whatever the issues are, they help whitewash it. Okay, I understand. Yeah, I got you.
Yes, sir. And I can't respect them for that. And I know a lot of folks say, "Well, you supposed to not bother the priest and all of that." No. You remember what Jesus did? He went into the house of prayer and flipped over tables and everything. And I think a lot of churches where you are and all over the United States of America need to be gone in and flipped over. One of my concerns before I close out is with the Reverend Jeremiah Wright. They took away President Obama's right for freedom of religion. If you want to be in that church and all that, I don't know why they pressed him to run out of there when you have books burning the cross. If that is offensive or not offensive to Jesus and God and to American people, what is that? If that ain't devilish, I don't know what you call it. You think about that.
Mitt Romney ran for president as a Mormon, one of the most racist religions on the face of the earth. They did not even think people of color had souls, and they did not change that till 78, and they changed that from pressure from the government that was going to take away their tax exemption. That's the only reason why they changed it then. And this man is a bishop in that church, so in that racist organization, but that never was brought up. But they I
sure wanted them to bring that up too.
Well, President Obama couldn't afford to bring it up because every time they'd always try to hang Reverend Wright, Jeremiah Wright, around his neck. Jeremiah Wright, he wasn't lying. He told the truth.
He was like the Jeremiah in the Bible, and I tell people part of my calling for the work that I do came from Jeremiah chapter 13, and it really actually happened to me like Eli and the prophet in the Bible. I couldn't sleep. They kept telling me, get up and read that chapter, and since then I've been working from that, and regardless of what happens to me, I must do the work that I've been called to do, and a lot of folks may say, oh, you crazy, that didn't happen. It did happen. And something I like to say as I close out and make room for others, those that are not familiar with Palestine, Texas, you can go online and look up under the civil rights. There's a site should be called Texas Civil Rights Project, Eyes on Palestine, and read how the things are going. And what is in there, Reverend Barnett, is when Hispanics, African American, and whites or Asian go to the courthouse, they are treated differently with probations, the adjudication, and sentences, and this is happening all over Texas and throughout the United States of America, and we have to do something about it. I saw a while back where Craig Watkins has something going on. I tell you what,
I'm up against a break, James.
Yes, I appreciate you, and we'll stay in touch. Thank you so much.
All right, I thank you for your call. All righty, I tell you what, I'd like to thank Brother A. Nixon for his tax-deductible pledge. James Smith, again, his tax-deductible pledge. Thank you for your pledges. I'm up against a short break, and we'll be back in just one moment.
KNON depends on listener support to stay on the air. Now is the time for you to help keep this show on the air. If you like what you're hearing and want to show your appreciation for great community radio, pick up the phone and call to make a pledge. 972-647-1893. That's 972-647-1893. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Without the support of our listeners, there won't be any community radio on the air in North Texas. So take a few minutes to make a pledge. 972-647-1893.
Dallas J. Spider Productions presents the Gigantic Gospel Concert 2013, featuring some of the gospel artists like the Rand Allen Group, Dr. McKenzie and the Highlights, George Dean and the Gospel 4, Lee Williams and the Spiritual QC, Tim Rogers and the Fellas, Little Roy and the Revelations, Saturday, April 13th at Friendship West Baptist Church, 2020 West Wheatland Road in Dallas, with the Rand Allen, Dr. McKenzie and the Highlights, George Dean and the Gospel 4, Lee Williams and the Spiritual QC, Tim Rogers and the Fellas, and Lil Roy and the Revelations, Saturday, April 13th. Doors open at 3 p.m. Show starts at 4. Tickets at ticketweb.com, Friendship West Baptist Church, and J. Spivey Productions at 877-291-1918.
Would you help a worthy burn?
This is Sonny Boy Mark, and I'd like to take a minute here to tell you about over 60 minutes of great blues listening available now on KNON's Texas Blues Radio Volume 5 Blues CD. This is some great stuff, folks. 15 tracks, from the Two-Tones, Blues Boy Bo, Betty Whittington, Andrea Dawson, Kirkland James, Sonny Colley, Johnny Red and the Roosters, the Chris Watson Band, the Rough Cut Blues Band, Jeff Stone with Charlie Love, David Millsap, Sir Loin and the Ass Kicking Machine, Michael J. and the Paul Bird Band, and JJ and the Detonators. The 1,000 copies we made are selling fast and we won't reissue it. Get yours now at Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie, Record Town in Fort Worth, and in Dallas at Bill's Records and Rewind Music. The CD is available as a download at cdbaby.com. All proceeds benefit KNON, sponsored by Forever Young Records. Vinyl copies available at Forever Young Records only. For more info on Texas Blues Radio Volume 5, visit knon.org. Your ears been bending for some blues? Well, feed them the real thing with Texas Blues Radio Volume 5.
All right, we're back on Church Information Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host, and we in the last segment. African American history. In 1794 came the first African American Episcopal Church. The AME Church is founded on February 4th, 1784 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania by the brother Richard Allen, the AME Church. Also in 1913, February 4th, was born the mother of the Civil Rights Movement, Miss Rosa Parks. She was born February 4th, 1913. In fact, this was her 100th birthday. This was her 100th date from where she was born. In 2006, on February 4th, Warren Moon becomes the first black quarterback to be inducted into the National Football League Hall of Fame. Warren Moon, and on February 4th, 2006. All right, in 1864, the 24th Amendment abolishes the poll tax, ratified. In 1864, wow, they still had that thing here in Texas as late as I remember, as late as around 61, 62. I can remember that, seeing that sign, $1.75 to vote. Also, in 1794, on this date, slavery in France was abolished. But however, it was instituted again by under Napoleon Bonaparte, who went to Africa, to Egypt, and tore the noses off the Sphinx and different things like that to make sure people did not recognize that they were African, those Sphinx and the pyramids. They cut the lips down to make them look not non-African. Napoleon, yes, he was not only a little short, loudmouth, but he was also a hardcore racist. All right. In 1934, on February 5th, 1934, we had the birth of the home run king, Mr. Hank Aaron. Was born in 1934, February the 5th. Just so much. I'll try to hit a little bit more. We'll be hitting all of this during the month. I just got books and tons of this stuff that we've got. But you can call us, 972-647-1893. Also want to discuss the police situation there in California. This young man, he has a shocking resemblance to LL Cool J to me. He looks just like LL Cool J. He is on the rampage. He means to kill as many LA police as he possibly can because he feel like he was betrayed and lied to and said he did not get the American dream. Now, I'm sure there are many who probably called him and Uncle Tom and say he got exactly what he deserved if he was a part of the LA Police Department and doing what they say do. And now he's angry because he found out that he's black. Now, I mean, there will be those who will take that position. Others will take that position. It's terrible to kill anyone, which it is. And there are those who take that position, says that LAPD is so corrupt and so heinous and racist and everything, something needs to happen. Whatever position you take, we'd like to hear it. 972-647-1893. 1893. All righty, let's go to where we line 1, line 4. Line 4. Who do we have on line 4? I don't have a name. All right, just bring them on. Bring them on there. Good morning. You on KNON? Hello? Yes, Go right ahead.
My name is Dennis Wayne Shaw.
Yes, All right, Dennis, go right ahead.
Okay, on August 12, 2012, I just got through doing 25 years and a half in prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In February 24th, I was put in 1987. I was placed in jail for a burglary of a habitation. Okay. In April the 9th, I received a 35-year sentence in prison for burglary of a habitation. And also on April, the same day that they gave me 35 years, I attempted to escape out of Dallas County Jail, and I was caught in the court hallway, and they placed me back. They put handcuffs on me and they placed me back in the jail. Okay. Then on August the 6th of 1987, an all-white jury, they sentenced me to 75 years in prison for escape out of Dallas County Jail. Then about a week and a half later, I was sent to TDC to do 75 years in prison, which they ran my 35 years in with the 75 years, right? So when I got down there in TDC, I wasn't trying to hear what they had to say about me and my life. No, I thought my life had went all the way down the drain, and I was really hurt because I had never had that many years to do in prison.
How many years? I was counting. You lost me at 100 and something. How many years have they given you?
I had 35 years and 75 years, right?
35 and 75. That's 110
years for escape out of Dallas County Jail. Okay.
Then they gave you 55.
So when I got down there at 87, right? Okay. Then I noticed it around at 89 that they started bringing all these gang bangers in there, all the Crips and the Bloods and stuff down there. That's when the gang banging and stuff started taking place in Texas in 89, right? So when I was down there, I met a lot of these gang bangers, but I stayed away from them. And but when I was down there, I stayed in a lot of trouble myself. I went to church a little bit when I was down there, but I kept staying in trouble. And so around in 1991, I got in trouble, and they put me in AXC. AXC is something like death row. So I stayed in SIG from 1985 to around about let me see what it was like 2009. I got out in 2009. Okay. So during that whole period of time, I just stayed in trouble. I would have cut my hair. I would have shaved.
Can you formulate this into a question? Do you have a question you want to ask?
Yes. Okay. What I'm trying to say is that the penitentiary, right? It's not a good place to be for nobody, right? So all these gang bangers and stuff that I've been seeing out here, and I don't want to be known in prison, right? Since I've been out of prison, I be telling them to stay out of trouble, right? And stop being gang bangers. I tell a lot of people every day when I step out not to be no gang banger, right? I tell them to put them guns down. I always tell them, just to go to church and live right for God. That's what I started doing when I was down there. In 2000, I got back from everything when I was down there, right? I started praying to God. I thought I wasn't going to never get out of prison. I thought I was going to die in prison. So when I started praying to God in 2009, God delivered me out of prison in August 12. August 12. August 17 of 2012, God, He delivered me out of prison, right? Because I started praying to God, and I got back, right? When I'm saying, if people will get back, right? If these gang bangers will get back and stop trying to be so tough, sit down in TDC, it ain't no gun, there's no weapon down there, right? If you kill somebody in TDC down there, they gonna put you on bail. I'm talking about, I don't care if you be a Crip or Blood or the Dingo War, I don't care if you be or whatever. But if you go to prison and kill somebody down there, they gonna kill you. I'm talking about the people that just run them prison, right? So
that's right.
So all these gangbangers down here.
But I tell you what, one thing you have.
If they go to prison, then in CDC, it ain't no such thing or no more gangbang because they got the upper hand on you there in CDC, right? That's all I have to say. I just want to say that for all the people, all the gangbangers, to lay down their weapons and just and start living right. For the Lord, get a Bible and read it, right? And stop killing up young people like up in Chicago. Some girl got killed up in Chicago last week, and Michelle Obama, she's supposed to be going up to date. So I'm just saying, I just pray that all the gangbangers.
Well, we thank you. We thank you for your call.
For the Lord.
Yeah, we thank you. And the God show did deliver you because I counted about 155 years they gave you. And you out? Well, God sure did deliver you. You got out of there. And you have a good message. And thank you for that call. All right, 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. We need some pledges coming in. I'd like to thank Brother Wayman Stewart. Thank you. Great pledge. All the way from Tyler, Texas. All right, Brother Wayman Stewart. 972-647-1893. And thank all of you who've made your pledges today. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. But we still need a few more coming in. We still need a few more. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. That's the number we need. We need you to call that number and make that tax deductible pledge. 972-647-1893. All right, let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Mr. Petrie. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, Dr. Barnett.
Fine. How you doing?
Just great. The gentleman that just called, I would he call back and leave his number. I'd like to talk with him.
I need to talk to him because I want to know how in the world all that time they gave him, he's out.
Right, they run it, like he was trying to tell you, they ran it together.
Concurrently.
Right.
Right.
But I'd like to talk
but that
with
still was 155 years.
Right. Well, I know a guy that went down and they gave him 125 years, and he did 20. And they let him out.
Well, I'm glad he's out. He's got a good message. He has something to say, and I wish young people would listen to him.
Right,
yeah.
Right. You was talking about the incident in California with the police officer. You're not hearing how the police, the L.A. police, was executing this 70-year-old man and his daughter that was delivering the papers. Now, because they had a truck that looked like the ex-officer's truck.
They just shot these people just because they had a truck like them. They didn't investigate. They didn't ask any questions. Didn't pull them over. They just started shooting them.
They thought it was him, and they were going to execute him, and that was their plan.
Yeah, and that is their plan. He knows he's not going to come back alive. He knows he's not going to live through this. Yeah, but it's a sad situation because we got a fella that was being on the show. He calls me all the time from a California guy called Chili Most. He's telling me it's an uproar out there because the African American community knows how treacherous the Los Angeles Police Department is and how they've been mistreated. If you're an African American riding down the street, you're going to get pulled over, laid out, and spread eagle, and just mess with, just going to bother you. And if they get any opportunity to do something to you, they'll kill you. So
they tough. They tough.
Yeah.
There's so much violence is going on out there. And I guess a lot of them just frustrated with the job, and then you got police officers that's taking money that's down with illegal activities and stuff like that. I mean, the same thing in New York and other places.
Yeah,
but it's just
but now you do not, with all these shootings in these schools, you do not see the police department harassing young white males. African Americans don't go into schools and killing up a whole bunch of people and doing everything. They've all been young white males, these mass murders, but you don't see them being harassed. Whatever we do, whatever one thing do, it's just there they are. And what I'm afraid for, who I'm afraid for, is the general public, blacks in all over L.A., because they're going to be harassing blacks. They're going to be, just doing everything to them. That L.A. Police Department is so corrupt, and in a way, I'm glad it's being exposed, and maybe they can get some publicity and start straightening the LAPD out. Yeah.
Until our leadership stand up and deal with the problems that face our community on a daily basis, a lot of people feel like, we got things in our favor, and everything is going just great for blacks in Dallas. Because we don't have the leadership that's dealing with the problems that affect us daily. When you talk about the lack of opportunities, the lack of development in your community, we don't have leaders in our community talking about our needs and constructive things. That
they don't have to, and remain in office. They don't have to.
No,
our people, it's the people's fault. Right. If you don't elect people who are going to stand up for you, all you want to do is elect them for the, I don't know why they're elected, but they do nothing for our community for the most part. Many don't. Those who do fight for the community aren't elected leaders, and they just there, and I don't know why they're there, and people keep electing them. So obviously this is what the people want. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. Yeah.
But all of us have to be accountable for our actions. All of us.
Right.
And if you see things that's not happening in your community, you're supposed to take a position and stand. If you think your community should be a better community, you should take a stand. And this is what, for some reason, I don't know what's the thinking about people in this city, but I think it's time to make a different position, because look at what do we own? We are not the business owners. There's no development in our community. We depended on other people for our food, our clothes, our shelter, the education of our children, and we sitting on the sideline.
Robert, you've been saying this for years and years, and I had some people talking to me the other day about you, and they said it's beginning to register with some people exactly what you're saying.
And I've been saying it for years, too. But the gentleman that called earlier, Reverend, we need to be able to talk with him. We need to be able to talk with him.
The gentleman that's been in prison.
Right.
Yeah. If he called the station, we get and give us his number, and we get it to you.
Well, good, because he could tell these young folks before they get to that penitentiary what the penitentiary is like.
Yeah.
See, and they could be he could stand right before them and tell them everything about the penitentiary they want to know, because he's been down there 25 years.
Yeah, I got his number, Robert. I got it. Okay. I got it. Okay. All right. Thank you. He called. All right. Declares the line 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to Kali on line 4.
Hello?
Yes. Go right ahead, Kali.
How you doing, brother?
Fine. How are you?
Let me say this to you, man. I'm from Dallas. I went to Houston. I had an outreach with kids and all that. Let me just say this to you. And the only thing we're going to do, we don't need no leaders. We don't have no leaders. We are our own leaders. I go from town to town all over. There are different the way we carry ourselves. I can go up far north. We act like we got some sense. I come far north, easy north, and man, it look like we're animals, man. I'm sick of lying. I'm gonna tell the truth. We out of control, man. Let me tell you something. I went to California. I was down there 5 years. I'm not mad. I don't understand why the police do damn near what they do. We're out of control, man. I'm telling you, I'm a brother to my heart, and I would die for my people. But we act like animals, dog. We act like animals. I'm telling you this. Stop blaming white folks. If I was a damn law, I would be doing the same thing. I'm sick of. I go to work every day around my people. I see Negroes hanging on corners, sagging pants, sitting doing nothing, man. Doing nothing. got in these girls' houses on Section 8, living in their house, selling dope, eating up all the kids' food, and want a game and want to fight and all this here. I'm damn no white folks. It's us, man. It's us. Quitting school, not going to school. I ain't studying, getting high all day, walking around cussing in front of old folks, sagging pants, gold in your mouth, no, uneducated. And the young girls go out and get on Section 8 housing, then we go live with them and then destroy their kids. The girls dyking. All of the girls now I'm talking about for real, man. We out of control. You know what we need to do? Everybody needs to call a church in. Go your ass to church on Sunday. And let's start getting back where we came from slavery to now. We was always raised in the church. We have forgotten about God. Can't no leaders help us. We need to get back in the church. Not saying church is perfect, but we need to get back in these Bibles and these churches, man. And I'm telling you, bro, I'm 57 years old. I am sick and tired of it. And white folks ain't got nothing to do with this. When I was in California, I'm telling you what I seen. What I seen in California, man, I'm going to tell you what I said to myself. I understand why these police are out of control. Because these Negroes out of control. Talking about like the young man said about Negroes down there gang banging in prison. You going in there. Ain't the man, let me tell you something, brother. That what the man just said, they ain't trying to hear none of that, man. He can tell them all he want to tell them. Man, we letting the devil win, man. We as a whole letting the devil win. You remember when God used to win, we was in control. We out of control, man. We homemongering, we punking, we dyking, we gang banging, we shooting. The president white got to go to Chicago. Look how many Negroes getting killed down there on a daily basis. This is demon-possessed stuff, man. They got nothing to do with no leaders or no, I'm go down there and tell them, oh, man, don't go to prison. They ain't none of that going to do. We got to get on our knees, man.
All right.
Hey, all of us, get on our knees. And while you driving in your car on a daily basis, thank you and telling God we need you. Put God back in it.
All right.
This ain't got nothing to do with no white man. I'm telling you, this is put God back in it.
All right. Thank you, Collie. Thank you. That's your opinion. And we thank you for it. All right. That's what Knon is all about. We'll let you have your opinion. I'm up against a short break, but we'd like to thank Joe Thomas for his tax-deductible pledge. And we'll be back in just one moment. Give us a call, 972-647-1893. Make your pledges, make your pledges, make your pledges. All right.
The 12th annual Knon Mardi Gras Gumbo Party is coming to Poor David's Pub this Sunday, February 10th at 5 p.m. Are you ready? Defending the 2012 Best Gumbo title will be Louisiana Red against returning competitors Crawdads of Dallas and the Alligator Cafe. Joining the competition will be newcomers David's Seafood Grill, Jack's Southern Comfort Food, and the Freeman Cajun Cafe. That's 6 different flavors to savor in an effort to claim the title of Best Gumbo. Gumbo tasting is from 5 to 7 p.m., so get there early and get your taste on. Entertainment will start at 7:15, provided by world-renowned Papa LeBeau's Jazz Gumbo Band, and the event is hosted by Jim Bro of Monday's Cajun Zydeco Music Party. This is an event not to be missed. Advance tickets are available at knon.org, Bill's Records, and Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie. Who will claim the title of Best Gumbo this year? You decide at the 12th annual Knon Mardi Gras Gumbo Party this Sunday, February 10th, starting at 5 p.m. at Poor David's Pub, located at 1313 South Lamar in Dallas.
Another way you could support your favorite show on KNON is by starting a KNON bank draft. Sign up now and support the voice of the people every month. It's easy and convenient, and a great solution for you if you're not always able to call during pledge drive. An automatic monthly draft will occur from your checking account. You can select the amount, $10 or more. Bank drafts provide a steady source of revenue for the station and can be started by calling 972-647-1893 right now. The total amount drafted each year is immediately credited to your favorite KNON program, and you'll receive your choice of gifts as soon as the draft begins. Pledge $1 a day to keep your favorite station on the air every day. That's only $30 a month, and it goes a long way towards keeping KNON alive. It's time for you to be good to your ears. Make a pledge to KNON that keeps on giving.
All right, we're back on the air, and you can give us a call, 972-647-1893. We need those tax-deductible pledges coming in. We need those pledges coming in. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Oh, we have such a... today is, what's today? February 9th? All right, let me give you a little history on today. Alice Walker, the author of The Color Purple, she was born on this date in 1944. Barbara Lewis, singer and songwriter, is born in South Lyons, Michigan on this date, 1943. All righty, in 1995, Bernard Harris becomes the first black astronaut to take a walk in space. Bernard Harris, 1995, on this date, February 9th, 1995. On this date, 1995, also Dr. Bernard Harris. Well, that's the same thing. All right. On this date in 1971, Leroy Satchel Paige was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame, 1971, on this date, February 9th. Also, on February the 9th, 1965, civil rights leader, activist meets with President Lyndon Johnson to discuss the Voting Rights Act. On February 9th, 1965, Dr. King met with Lyndon Johnson, President Johnson, to discuss the Voting Rights Act, which later got passed in 1965. And if you like a copy of this, I'll try to get you. I got so much stuff here, I can't read it all online. That's really some great stuff here. All righty. 972-647-1893. If you got your pledge, if you make your tax deductible pledge. All right, which line do I need? All right, bring me up line 1 then, okay? All righty, who do I have on line 1? Joe. All right. Good morning, Joe.
Hey, Reverend Barnett, how you doing?
Fine. You doing all right?
Oh, yeah. I just made that $20 pledge to you, and I enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that.
Oh, man, you got a great thing going on there. I was glad to see you get that extended time. I was a proponent of pushing for that.
Oh, good. And I certainly thank you, Ike and Reverend Scott, and several others who pushed for it.
In the future, I'm going to set up for a draft to come out where you won't have to be dealing with me every month. It's just automatic draft out of my account.
Yeah, and you and there are others, everybody can do it. They'll just automatically put it out your account, and we get credit for it, and we certainly appreciate that.
Right, gonna be doing. Real quick, Jesse Jackson Jr. Man, what a mess. And getting a Rolex watch and a little money. Man, when are we gonna stop acting crazy and doing all kind of mess? This is ugly. I'm getting ready to say, but I'd like to see him crawl on the rock and just never show his head again. That's just a mess. But
that's so tragic, and he comes from a good family, good background.
And running out of playing on the bipolar. Maybe he has bipolar because with the stupid mess that he did, that sounds like a mental issue there.
Yeah.
But what I really call the main thing, I want to throw a name at you real quick. I know time is limited. Essie Mae Washington Williams. That ring a bell?
Yes, from Thurmos' daughter. But now, let me tell you something. Had it not been for her birth, we would not have gotten the Civil Rights Bill passed.
Okay. But
you know what happened, don't you?
Right.
Lyndon Johnson threatened to expose Strom Thurmond, who was going to filibuster in the Senate and kill the '64 Civil Rights Bill.
Okay, but let me shed a little light from the other side now. I am deeply, deeply upset with her. This lady lived 70 golden years. Just think about if they had revealed that, she could have shut Strom Thurmond possibly down and got him
for a long time ago.
Yeah, right. Because plus she could have made a ton of money. I think she died as a little old school teacher or something. But let's say if she had exposed that. Let's say if they put death threats on her. Go to Africa, Algeria, somewhere, and lay down high. She could have sold movies, books, videos, all kinds. She could have made tons of money. Because this guy got up on a pedestal as the top racist in the nation and shouted nigger as loud as he could, talked about how he hated them, and at the same time, he raped, and he had sex with her mother. She was 16 years old. That's rape by American laws. And I could go on and on, but for the sake of time, I won't. This lady did a very bad thing by not telling that. And she stated that they had love for each other. It was a repressed love. She said he never swore me to anything. He trusted me, and I respected him. Give me a doggone break. Have a good day.
All righty, thank you. And Joe, that's a very good call. She did that, and Joe did not lie. Even when he broke away from the Democratic Party and created the Dixiecrats, she never came out. And she was grown at that particular time when all of this was going on in the 1946 convention, when Strom Thurmond led a lot of Southern Democrats out and formed the Dixiecrat Party. Yeah, she was not only born, she was grown. I think she was about 88 years old when she died the other day. All righty. That clears the line, 972-647-1893. Thank you, Mr. Cottrell Epps. Thank you, Mr. Cottrell Epps, for your tax-deductible pledge. Please send your pledges in. Please send your pledges in, and please pay them. They count if you pay them. They count if you pay them. All right. Which line do I need? Line 2? All righty. Who do we have on 2? Is it Ike? All right. Good morning, Ike.
Good morning, Marion Barnett.
Fat, how are you doing this morning?
Doing great, doing great. I want to commend you for a great program this morning. And I didn't want to make too many comments. I just want to say, you know, I listened to all the good information that's coming across the airways this morning, and you know, people venting and saying different things. But had it not been for you standing up for the community and putting out the information, whether you know, you're criticized, scrutinized, or whatever, you know, and I say this. I think people need to understand that we just lost a great radio station in KKDA. You know, a lot of stuff they did on KKDA, I didn't approve to it, but it was a voice to call people out to vote, to let you know what different stuff was going on. Some, like I said, a lot of stuff I didn't approve to it only, but it was good for the community.
Well,
and
to be honest, Ike, this is how I got started in radio.
And I believe that.
On Willis Johnson's show, this has been 20-something years ago. It's almost 30 years ago. This is, what is this, 13? It's been 30 years ago.
Right.
I got started on what we had was known as a minister's forum on Willis Johnson's show. Reverend Leroy Haynes, Dr. Lynn Mims, others. Freddie Haynes even came with us. He was a young man in Bishop College, came on with us. And this is how we got started. And the station manager here called me. He had heard me on there, asked me would I come over to Knon and do a talk show. I asked him, what do you want me to talk? He no, just talk. All you do. He didn't tell me what to just talk. And this happened 27 years ago, and we've been doing it ever since. Yes, it was a Star Wars, but here's what. It's hard for me to believe that many of the people in this town who had some connections with that station didn't know that this man was about to sell this station and did not let the community know that we need to be up to buy the station. It's hard to believe that he just out of the wild blue yonder dropped this on us out of the sky. If you're going to sell something as big as a radio station, it doesn't happen overnight. There's time going to lapse and people going to find out, but they did not let the community know. That's one thing I was sort of upset with. Some of the people that was there that did not allow others in the community an opportunity to buy that station.
Right. And I think some of them knew. But
yeah.
What I want
you got to know. They had to know. They had to know.
Yeah, they knew. But I want to say this. And people complain about that they did not get a chance to buy the station. And I read an article where one guy said that if everybody would have gave $6 and they listened to the program, they could have bought it. Well, here we have an opportunity to pay for something now. We can't use the excuse to what took KKDA out, and so everybody can play something. You can be up. Like I said,
nothing's too small. Nothing's too small, and definitely nothing's too great. Everybody can give a little something to keep us on the air, because I'm going to do everything I can to bring you all the information I can to help you in your everyday life.
Amen. That's all I want to say, and thank you, and God bless.
All right, thank you, Ike. You have a good day now.
You
all
too.
Right, all right. That clears the line, 972-647-1893. Which one is next? 3? Is that 3? All righty, let's say good morning to Reverend Bush. All righty, good morning, Rev.
Good morning.
Fine, how are you this morning?
I am truly blessed and grateful to be alive.
Yes,
And I tell you what, I thank you for having such a show that you have.
Oh, thank you.
And being allowing us to be able to call in to and express how we feel and what we think about what's going on in our communities now.
All right. Yeah.
Now, I know that there's a lot of people that are angry, and I have to say that a lot of them are truthful about what they are saying and angry about. But we have to make a stand and put ourselves out there, you know, like Jesus said.
Right.
That no one that'll lay down their life, no greater one that'll lay down their life for a friend than him.
Yeah.
Well, I have a 15-year-old son, and he is really having problems himself in school. He's trying to make a stand, be identified with other people, and he's a real good kid before people, but he has an anger issue.
Okay.
He's been suspended twice, one for disrupting in class and then the other one for fighting. And I talk to him all the time to try to encourage him to let him know that, well, you know, you don't have to fight. You can walk away. Well, it's hard to get through to him. And you would think that he has mental issues and things like that, but, you know, they want to put him on medicine and things like that to try to control him, but that's not going to work.
No,
that's not going to work.
And don't allow them to put any labels on him, because once they put the schools put the labels on these kids, that follows them all the days of their life. That's like putting a felony on them. I'm telling you now. Don't let them put anything on him. See, he's your son. You know him better than anybody. That's your boy. And you do everything you can. It's something there that can get his attention, that he will love and start loving to do, and that will change his whole personality. But we need to protect our children from this system. This system has a way of destroying the lives of our children at an early age, and we don't need that. I don't care what he accomplished in life. If they put that label on it, have you ever noticed any time they introduce a black doing anything, whether it be sports, politics, or whatever it is, they're going to always give you a little negative background on him. He grew up, he came through the system, he was a single parent family. They're going to always give you something negative. I don't care what it is. I was watching the Super Bowl and everything else. Anytime something happened, black was there doing something, if it's something great, they still give you something negative. That's just in their DNA when it comes to us.
That's right.
And don't allow them to destroy your son. Okay?
Now, I'm gonna hurry and get off. That same thing, by the same thing you're saying about our children, the same applies to us as leaders or people that needs to make a stand out there in the community.
That's right.
If we can talk good, you know, and we can express our opinion good, but if we don't really be truthful to what we have said and stand on what we say, then we are deceiving ourselves.
All right.
And a lot of ministers are doing that. They stand in the pulpit and then they
don't go any farther.
Yeah.
Just all it was a pulpit, a tyrant, and leave it alone. That's not right. Jesus didn't do that.
He didn't do that.
He walked the streets and everything. Remember, Jesus never had a church that he pastored.
That's right.
He never had. All righty then. Thank you, Rev. All of our lines are full. I know I can't get to all of our calls. Try to get me. How much time we got? It's a glare on that clock. I can't see it. You said line 2? 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Bring up Billy Ray on 4. Let's hear from Billy Ray.
Good morning. Good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Good morning, Billy Ray.
This is Billy Ray, long-time caller, long-time listener.
Yes.
One thing I want to say about the policeman in Los Angeles, you know, I'm kind of like, you know, glad that he's doing what he's doing. I know I'm going to get a lot of negative comments from that, but that's okay. But he came too late for that. You know what I'm saying? To expose the L.A. Police Department, he came a little bit too late for that.
I don't think you can never be too late to expose them.
Yeah, well, I mean, now that I mean, when he was on the force, he should have been doing that, correcting a lot of the stuff that they were doing.
Some of the people that called me from L.A. said that he was an Uncle Tom on the force. He thought he would be rewarded for being against his own people. Now, I don't know if that's true, but they said that. So now that he found out that the system wasn't in support of him, he's going on this tyrant, and whatever he's doing, now
it's been backfired on him.
Yeah, he's backfired.
And one other thing, the Sandy Hook Elementary School, I seen them on TV the other night. Mm-hmm. They was at the Super Bowl, and they was at the inauguration and all this other kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. If that had been 26 black folks got killed, you wouldn't have heard nothing else about it. Yeah. They talking about making albums and somebody recording, albums for them and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
one other thing I'm going to say this is, and I'm getting off.
I'm out of time. I'm complete. I wish I could let you. I'm completely out of time.
Let me say this here. The lady that doing the seminar, did she leave a number?
She left her email address. It's
right. She left her email address, but I want the number so I could contact her later.
I give it to you off there because I asked her for a number and she didn't give the number. I have her number, but I'll give it to you off there.
Okay, well I can call back. I can call back next Saturday and get it. You'll remember Billy Ray.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right then. All right. Got to get out here and got to run. I'm Marion Barnett, your host, Senior Pastor of Heavenly Joy Church. You're located at Bruton and Masters. You're servicing at 11 o'clock. Everybody's invited. Come by and see us. Coming next is Workers Beat. They're talking about union talk, and that means they're talking about helping you in your job situation. That means money and a better way of making money. So got to run. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Bye-bye.
KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people. Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.